Alright, so let me give you the quick background on where the actual engagement happened. Newport, one of our very last dates on the first trip that she came up. Missy was not ready to start dating yet. She was still waiting on God to do some stuff, and so what I did is I took her to Newport on the cliff walk and had her look out over the water at the stars, and I just told her to remember this place because I consider her a girl worth waiting for, and that I would be at the cliff walk waiting for her whenever she decided that she was ready to start dating.
So he told me he wanted to take me somewhere, but it had to be before sunset. Now I kind of suspected that he might be proposing. Okay, well, to be honest, I kind of suspected before the whole trip. Because, well, the thing about Josh, y'all who know him know this, but those who don't, he's bad with surprises. So, you know, the closer it got to proposal time, the more he talked about, I can't wait to marry this girl, because we had...
So let me just say, every one of my plans fell apart. We were supposed to go out in the afternoon, but my grandmother wanted to do a going away party for me, and so since it was a road trip, going away and everything like that, I kind of had to go, and it was nice, you know, spending time with the family and everything, but that definitely threw a rock in all my plans. So then we were supposed to go out to eat. The out to eat thing didn't work because my grandmother made food at the house for us, and we had to eat the food because, you know, it's a grandmother and it's, you know, very respectful to eat the food that she makes for you. So we get to Newport, and I'm like, are you hungry? We pull up to the restaurant, and she's like, well, no, not really. And I was like, ah.
Yeah, when there was plans and missed, and I said, well, can't your grandma do the thing another day because you have this surprise planned? And, you know, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking it's probably a proposal thing. And so I asked him, you know, well, how important is the sunset thing? Could we go afterwards? Is it possible? And he's like, no, yes, no, and battling it. And so that kind of added more to my suspicions.
Even though everything started falling apart, I had kept everything so secretive. Like, she was not expecting this whatsoever. So what I did is I made this cute little game for her, and the whole idea was that each one represents a different thing that's important to us. And so I took her out, and as we went out throughout the night, you know, I gave her different ones. And the biggest thing was everything had to be super secrecy. Like, even for the most part, my family didn't know anything like that because I didn't want her to know. And I think I pretty much surprised her. I don't think she was expecting it at all.
Alright, so now jumping back to his grandparents, since he's Speedy Gonzales and guys are less detailed. His grandparents were cooking dinner, as he said, and I knew he was taking me out to eat, as he said, so I said, well, why don't we just not eat and we just hang out? You know, I'm wondering, what's the big deal? But I knew, I suspected. So I said, and he goes, well, it's rude not to eat. So I'm thinking, well, what's the point of taking me at a restaurant, right? And I'm thinking, in my thoughts, when he first mentioned the restaurant, because, you know, I'm a girl, I have this intuition of knowing when he's going to propose, I said, oh, please tell me he's not going to do the whole, the traditional proposing at the restaurant, because I was kind of hoping uniqueness, because he's very creative and unique. But, so we're driving there, and he hands me the envelopes, and, he has me guess. I joked around pretending I'm going to open up all 9, but, yeah, I had to mess with him, because I kind of suspected. So, I'm horrible, I know. So, some of the things were basically pictures, and I had to guess what they meant, significance, memories in our life. So, you got the 19th, and that represents the day we started going out, December 19th. So, this picture represents the cliff walk where he first took me, and told me that he would wait for me.
So, going along this thing, giving her all the cards, we finally drove up to the cliff walk in Newport, where everything originally had happened. I told her I'd wait, and we went on the nice little cliff walk thing, and she opened up the last 2, and, well, I guess it wasn't really what she was expecting, especially the last one. The last one was the key one, but it wasn't really what she was expecting.
Okay, so it was totally freezing there, but it's okay. I'm easygoing. I don't mind freezing. So we were walking along, and I said, why don't we bring my camcorder? Because, you know, that way it'd be nice to record the scenery, and we could use the light of the camera to record this, you know, me opening it. And, you know, of course I kind of suspected just a little, so I brought it just in case so it'd be recorded so we could share with everyone. So I get to the last one, I'm opening it up, and I'm expecting, will you marry me? And I open it up and it says Newport. Just Newport. That's it. So yeah, I kind of felt like an idiot.
No, I think that's it. What one is that one? Oh? Well, this is not the one that I expected to have trouble on.
This is one, really?
Huh?
This is one you didn't think I'd have trouble with?
No?
Newport. Pretty crispy. So as I opened them up, I kept guessing. And I kept guessing, and I was like, this memory doesn't exist of this sunset, and I felt like a jerk because I couldn't get it. So Josh shuts off the camera, he gets mad at me, and says forget it, and walks away, and I felt like a jerk, so I kept trying to guess. You know, you bought me water bottles at 7-Eleven, just crazy stuff. And as we're walking back, he says, well, you wanted to film the water earlier, right? It was just hard to because of the lighting. And I said, yeah. And he goes, well, you could film it. It's a great view. So I turn on the camcorder and start filming.
See, it's not a memory yet, but if you would allow me the pleasure of not only that being the memory, but of making a lot more with you, that would be great. So Melissa Goggans, would you do me the honor of marrying me?
I do.
What was that?
Yeah.
What?
Yes. Oh.
Okay, please fit. I'm gonna shove it on there.